Carmel Sepuloni.
Mr Speaker, to the Prime Minister, does he stand by all of his government's statements and actions?
Right Honourable Winston Peters.
Yes.
Does he stand by his decision to appoint Todd Stevenson MP as Parliamentary Private Secretary to the Associate Minister of Health, Pharmac?
Yes.
Mr Speaker, how were Todd Stevenson's conflicts of interest managed in respect to his shares in Johnson & Johnson, Chimeric Therapeutics and CSL Limited, all being pharmaceutical companies that stand to benefit from Pharmac's decision-making powers?
Appropriately and properly.
Mr Speaker, was Todd Stevenson involved in writing the letter of expectations to the board chair of Pharmac?
With respect to that questioner, that answer does not belong with me, it belongs with the Minister in charge. And I'm happy to redirect it, because at a certain level of... Beg your pardon? No, with the greatest respect, the Prime Minister has ministers to help him. That's the difference on this side of the House. They're not one-man bands that are having their captain's choice taken off them, which happened yesterday at another political party. No, we don't have a captain's choice over here. We actually consult and cooperate. And when a person like Mr Seymour is assigned a responsibility, we respect that.
Point of order, the Honourable Kerry McAnulty.
Thank you very much, Mr Speaker. If the Acting Prime Minister doesn't know, then that's all well and good, and he should perhaps say so, but I'm not sure saying that's the responsibility of someone else when the Prime Minister ultimately has full responsibility for all ministers and their actions.
Well, that's true, but as I've said before, when you ask a question that's as general as does he stand by all his government statements and actions, then it would be an impossibility for the Prime Minister to know absolutely everything. I'm also aware of how the process goes around the construction of letters of intent, and I think the Prime Minister's answers today are perfectly acceptable in that regard.
Mr Speaker, is it acceptable that the Minister's main way of expressing his views to Pharmac were drafted in part by a person who holds shares in pharmaceutical companies?
The third answer given to that questioner covers the issue. I said that those issues were handled promptly and appropriately.
Mr Speaker, is it a conflict of interest for Todd Stevenson to be at meetings with Pharmac where details of drug funding will have been discussed, while Mr Stevenson holds shares in pharmaceutical companies?
With respect, I don't think the questioner understands the actual construction of Pharmac and the independence of that organisation. And we've all made well, with great respect, I think I understand it far better than you. You've only been here 5 minutes ago. But, see, no, look, this is not a full day's work to just come and ask a whole lot of stupid questions in Parliament to shout out and then go home and call it work. Some of us work 7 days a week, and that sort of behaviour. Now, Mr. from the North Shore, don't wave out to me. Don't wave out to me. My point is, we all know how Pharmac operates, and its operation is independent. Our job is to find the resources, and that's what we're doing. Right?
Mr Speaker, will he maintain the standards that New Zealanders expect of their government and stand down Mr Stevenson from his role, or is he unwilling to challenge David Seymour's exploitation of a loophole which allows a pharmaceutical industry plant to assist the minister responsible for Pharmac?
I think
there is an...
All right, okay, that's enough. We'll hear the answer in silence.
There is an answer to that questioner, which is that we reject the premises on which the question is based. But let's go further here. That questioner now made an allegation, and without any evidence, any proof, in this House, is defaming someone without any care for her responsibility. Yes, I do, and I've won a lot of cases, far more than you'll ever win, right? I've won $7.5 million of cases, so I might know something about it. She's defaming someone who's got no chance to defend himself.
I also just said we would hear the answer in silence. And two people were very, very rowdy during that time. Don't do that again while we are required to be quiet.